Alright, this is Averzian, the first boss. We will be using a Mythic VOD as there were a number of mechanics that were changed on Heroic. And I'll discuss the differences between normal Heroic and Mythic. So let's get started with this. Boss gets pulled and then it's just going to start with a raid wide. The active tank will be getting stacks of a debuff. Each stack causes the tank to use 4% max HP, and this will stay for roughly 20 seconds. This will be important for add aggro later on. So here's his main gimmick. It's tic-tac-toe. He's going to summon 3 ads around the arena. Generally, these will be on either all cardinals or intercards. Just work with whatever we get. This specific shield is Mythic specific. On the one Heroic, there's no shield, so you can just immediately kill them with a mechanic. On Mythic, we have to do something else. So this is the Mythic mechanic. Void Mark. This is going to put 6 dispel debuffs on people. They will have a circle to show what area the dispel will affect. This does not cleave onto anyone. You're just cleaving it onto the Void Keeper that we're trying to kill. Out of these 6, only 2 need to be dispelled per group. So this would just be 2 to 3 healers assigned to dispel on both sets. Prefer melees, just because the chances of them making it to the second group in time might not always be exact. So they're going to dispel 2, and then the normal and heroic mechanic that's also on Mythic that kills these ads is the Tank Buster. This does not apply a vulnerability stack. The same tank can take both Tank Busters, and the boss is meleeing the whole entire time, continuing to stack up the debuff. So they're going to go over to the second one, they're going to kill it, and then we go into the ad phase. So you can't kill the third one. The third one will eventually summon his portal. It will deal line AoE. This will also come from any current portals that are up from previous sets. So do you watch that? And then the ads will spawn in, one from the portal summoner, and the rest are going to come in from the portals themselves. These ads will fixate to the tank with the highest amount of debuff stacks for 10 seconds. So for the tanks, make sure that you have some way of doing it. You might want to do something where on the first Tank Buster you immediately taunt, or you might just have one tank take both Tank Buster circles and then you taunt after. Really depends on how many stacks of the max HP debuff you can afford. As for these ads, there are 3 different ads. The Void Keeper has a heroic mechanic that gives it an energy ball and gives it an enrage if the energy ball fills up. So on normal, it's whatever. On heroic and mythic, you want to kill it first. Void Mars, these should be tanked by the tank. They put a dot that stacks up. At 35% HP, they will attempt to rush a portal to heal up. It's roughly a 3-second cast. Would highly recommend CC use stuff like Ring of Peace and Ursus Vortex to keep them grouped up so we can continue cleaving. And then this Annihilator exists on all difficulty. It's going to attempt to cast Pitch Bulwark. This will put a very large shield on every single enemy. So make sure that we're constantly kicking this Annihilator. During this time, you see the boss is doing a lance move. On no one heroic, these lances will just go straight out. On mythic, these will converge back to where the boss was at the start of the cast. So do be aware of where the lances are going. We're going to work with the ads. Everyone should be hard swapped to the ads. There should be no one on the boss unless it's just an Annihilator left or just some tiny ads that range can to target cleave off of. as long as the big ads are up, you should definitely kill the ads. On normal, the ads are able to be stacked with the boss. The boss's only mechanic on normal is that it cannot be within 10 yards of a claimed space, otherwise it gains 99% DR and 75% damage. On Heroic and Mythic, if the ads are within 10 yards of the boss, both the ads and the boss will gain 75% damage and 99% DR. That's why they have them separated here. So that's the main mechanics for this first section. We'll just move on to when Averzian gets closer to 100 energy. This is usually after the second set of ads spawn. So we have the second set of ads right here. And as they are finishing up these ads, the boss is casting Void Wall. This is the 100 energy move. This is going to do a small knockback on everyone. And it's going to summon all these swirlies that you'll be dodging. Looks like they will move the knockback. With these swirlies, there's going to be 2 columns of soldiers marching down. Make sure that you're aware of which column the soldiers are going down. If you touch them, it's basically a one-shot on Mythic. And then you'll see right here the safe column changes. The boss has to be moved around. Now you'll notice right here these portals change. This is part of the Mythic mechanic. On the next ad set, after they kill these 2, instead of the attendant spawning, we'll now have the Malice. These Malice still have the same kick cast that we dealt with earlier. I put the shield on everyone. But they now have 2 new abilities. One of them is just random bolts. There's no kicks for this. The other one is a kick that if it finishes casting, it'll put a curse on someone. This curse deals upfront damage and then puts a 70% haste reduction for 30 seconds. So make sure we're using curse removals. And that's basically it for the fight. So just going over some additional resources. Timeline wise, the ads are summoning around 17 seconds, 137, 323, 443, 629, 749. Those are the 3 ads spawning. That's not necessarily the actual ads. The actual ads would be at this 1 minute, 213, 1 minute, 520, 7, and 820 timers. Just going to say that it's at these timers because that's when the big ad will actually start moving, and then all the other ads and attendance and Malice will be 5 seconds after. And then just to go over a brief idea about the tic-tac-toe mechanic itself. The general game plan is we're going to kill them in a way that it either leaves the last one on a corner or on a cardinal. These, so right here they're killing these 2. Next one, you leave a corner piece that's right next to the cardinal one that we dropped. Or if it's in the card, you'll be killing in such a way that the cardinal is now there. And then the pattern is basically the same for each set. You stop the tic-tac-toe and you kill middle, and then there's a gateway on 4th set. And 5th set, this is guaranteed enrage. Might do some dispels to do something about the enrage, but it's first boss, you shouldn't worry about enrage at all. And that's the fight.